This is my PowerPoint that will be displayed on this TV to this audience, and they also have handouts to read along. All right, brought you guys out here today to talk to you a little bit about the new Ohio tax program that went into effect. That if we're used to the Ohio seasons, where you have a dramatic high of highs and low of lows, that is how you can compare our typical gas prices. Fluctuate more than our typical fall days. So you're probably wondering why we must pay more of this tax and what and how it'll affect the casual drivers, fleet drivers, contractors, etc. Well, I work in the industry that is a direct beneficiary of this fuel tax. The money generated from these taxes is pumped back into the system for roads, reconstruction, new bridges, safer forms of travel. So if you don't have an electric car or you don't have access to public transportation, don't fret, you will be just fine. So first we need to look at how much is this going to affect the traveling public's wallet. This is going to affect the traveling public's wallet. By buying gas, you'll be taxed an additional 10.5 cents as of July 1st of this year. They increased that from 28 cents to now the 38.5 cents. That comes from the Marietta Times Reporter, authored by Newbanks earlier this month in July. What improvements can we expect to see? As I was just saying, it'll be to the repairs of public roads, bridges, reconstruction, and also go towards the maintenance. Luckily, we won't have to worry about any more taxes for at least another 2 years until they revisit the budget by the Budgetary Commission down in Columbus, as the Cincinnati paper authored back in April of '09. So if you look at the average driver in the state of Ohio, they drive on average 13,000 miles a year, getting roughly 25 miles per gallon. They will pay an additional $200.20 for taxes over the next year. So what about the other fuels? Diesel fuel, how much is that tax? 19 cents on top of the already 19 cents tax that's enacted. So we're looking at 48 cents per gallon diesel fuel is going to be taxed. So that 19 cents transpires into a lot of money. So if the average small business has one semi, that small semi will drive roughly 125,000 miles for that year, making deliveries and doing what semi trucks do. That will cost an additional $7,435 a year in tax. So you could expect to see some consumer goods go up in price due to this tax, as U.S. News authored by Carl Smith and Cornwell discussed April 2nd, 2019. So what other fuels might be taxed? None. Won't have to worry about any other heating fuels, any other fuels that you might use. In fact, the transportation budget that is getting reallocated funding that used to be $30 million will now be $70 million to help facilitate anybody that wants to use more of the public transportation. So what happens to the plug-in vehicles and the hybrid vehicles? They get taxed as well. They are actually going to get a $200 electric vehicle registration fee on top of the registration fee already, and hybrids will get an additional $100 fee for the registration. So all this adding up, what does that mean? That means that we will, as Ohio taxpayers, see an additional $865 million of additional funds to new roads, bridges, maintenance, etc. So how else does this help us? With an already shrinking workforce in the trades, this should truly give an alternative career path to some Ohioans and displaced workers. This is also going to have an invisible hand effect to local businesses, that business that is generated from these tax dollars. So let's talk about some other modes of transportation. Are they going to be affected? cyclists, Amish, public transportation get taxed. They don't directly get taxed, so we won't have to worry about getting taxed for riding your bike, being Amish, or riding the bus. In fact, most local governments get 40% of their roads funded through these gas taxes, and they need to make the other 60% up with raising funds through property taxes, other taxes like grants that they might receive, and generate those funds to repair roads as well. So I don't think this tax hike will urge any Ohioans to seek out alternative modes of transportation yet. But what's on the horizon if these funds continue to raise? Public transportation would be a great way to save money. It's amazing what a little relative to the cost a gallon of gas we pay to fund miles and miles of beautiful roadways throughout our great state. As you take a colorful fall drive this year, remember the seasons may change, the price of gas may change, but that small price keeps these roads from falling apart. So you can expect great roads ahead. Unless you're driving through Massillon, then good luck. Keep your AAA card paid up and keep air in your spare tire. Thank you.